Shalom, I'm Rabbi Jonathan Ginsburg, a rabbi's thought for the day. One of the main stories in the headlines of the paper this Monday was that the Bible continues to be one of the best-selling books in America. 26 million copies sold each year. They're coming in a variety of forms. The article went on to say that 3/4 of Americans believe the Bible is either directly from God or inspired by God, and talked about how significant the Bible is. And most homes have more than one. People continue to want to read it, Jews and non-Jews. Of course, the Hebrew Bible is what the Christians call basically the Old Testament. Christians have another Bible called the New Testament, in addition to their Old Testament. But the Bible continues to be very important to people. I contrast that story with another story that was on the front page of the paper about how people are increasingly turning away, or they should be, from their old television sets to this new kind of television form that'll take over in February of 2009. And people aren't really aware of that change, and they should buy converter boxes. But what are they going to, mostly are going to toss out their old televisions, and the garbage piles in America will be saturated with old television sets. And I just thought what an interesting contrast those two stories made about the one thing that's enduring and significant and meaningful, God's words and ideas for how we should live, and then the junk that's basically on television that doesn't inspire but appeals to a wide variety of values that aren't divine and spiritual and uplifting. And those are going in the junk pile for just a new and better and easier way. There's another story recently that a lot of people are complaining, stars are complaining about this new form of television because it reveals all their flaws that makeup could cover up on the old form, which wasn't quite as revealing and detailed. And so it's being exposed for what it really is in a metaphorical way. The final story I wanted just to toss in here was a story about the whales that captured so many people's attention, that moved into a freshwater river and had been hurt by some boats and were trying to recover and find their way back, and they kept going the wrong direction, and everybody tried to figure out a way to turn them to the right direction. And then they finally think that they made it back to their safe haven. And that is really a metaphor for human life. We try and go in the right direction. We sometimes head in the wrong direction. God puts signs out there for us to see, to remind us which is the right direction, the area that will nurture us, like the Bible, like holy thoughts, like prayer, like religion. It's no wonder that the people that live the longest in the state of Israel are, on per capita, are in Bnei Brak, which is the poorest city in Israel, but it's also per capita the most religious. And been many studies that show that religious people are healthier and live longer, because that's enduring and meaningful and something that has divine and ultimate meaning, not the trivia that comes and goes on television. So a few stories and a daily thought for us to ponder today.